Hello, everybody. Welcome to Targeting Winners. This is part 2 of our ACC preview for 2026. I am Tim, the FSU homer, joined as always by Peter. What's going on, bud?
I'm here. It's Thursday. It's in the middle of May. We're moving toward the season. I'm getting excited because we're starting to roll toward the season. So I'm starting to smell it, feel it. I'm excited. So, yeah, things are going well. So
Good.
Excited.
Just make sure that smell is the season, not anything else that could be coming out of your kitchen or
There
anything.
could be.
So let's
talk
keep
about
that going.
Yeah.
Darren, you got a busy weekend. What's going on with you up there?
Not much, man. 2 children,
Hey.
one graduating college tomorrow, one graduating college on Saturday.
I'm flying out there. We could go do like some food on Monday or something.
Yeah, that's fine, man. Stop by.
I will.
I'll text you when you get in here and get all settled and visit the parentals and all that good stuff. But yeah, I work remotely. I got nothing going on.
Well, you talked about this like bar restaurant thing the other week, and that sounds
yes, a couple of them.
I'm in.
Shout out.
Right.
But yeah, typical New York, rainy. Still hoodie weather up here. God, I hate this state so much. But yeah, just like Pete, definitely excited. A lot of the G6 odds have started to drop in the last few days in regards to conferences and win totals. So yeah, it almost feels like we're like halfway through the preseason and getting ready to go. And we've got more bets today, more breakdowns. I'm excited.
And you were telling me you came across some news from the Big 12, America's Dumpster Fire.
Yeah, so a month or so ago, I bet on Iowa State under 5.5 at -115. I was just kind of cruising through the websites that I usually look at for some college football info, and I was on CBSSports.com earlier in the week. They're actually pretty good for college football. They put up a handful of articles every week, even during the offseason. So if you don't have that tabbed as or on your favorites, you should probably add it. But from this article, and I'll just quote it because that's what I got written down here. Projected starter and former Toledo safety Braden Alls suffered a torn ACL during spring practice and is expected to miss the entire 2026 season. With 24 career starts and more than 1,400 snaps, Alls would have been Iowa State's most experienced defender, leaving a notable void in a secondary already trying to come together quickly. So obviously that moved the lines a little bit. You can still get under 5.5 -130 at FanDuel if you need another nudge to hop on this bet along with me. And he was kind of productive last year. I looked at his stats. 4th on the team with 52 tackles, half a sack, a forced fumble, and 5 interceptions, which led the team by quite a bit. The second most interceptions from anyone on that team was 2. So pretty good player. One of the top pickups in the portal for Iowa State team that's not really heavy into the portal. So yeah, if anybody wants to suffer a season-long future with me in the Big 12, you can still get a good number. I would still play that at -130 if I hadn't already. And if you drank a little extra sassy today, you can get under 4.5 at DraftKings at +170. I wouldn't touch that, but that number is a beautiful thing. But yeah, just a little update on that bet. So if anybody else wants to join in, feel free. Let's suffer together.
All right. Well, we're going to jump in here to part 2 of our ACC preview. Of course, we have to break all these conferences up. Pretty soon we'll be doing Big 10 part 6. But for now, we can break them down into 2 sections. We had some couple little action in the comments section from last week. Darren, what we got going on over there?
Yeah, Tar Heel Tiger. Looking forward to today's show. And again, Tar Heel, thank you for listening. And if you're new to us, like Tim had mentioned, we did these previews in full. And it was just like 2 hours long. And, we appreciate that everybody that listens to us or watches us here on YouTube, you have lives. Nobody should sit and listen to us three babble for 2 hours. So trying something new in this offseason. Yeah, exactly. Just breaking up the larger conferences, or at least the Power Fours, into 2 separate shows just to keep these videos, under an hour. So we don't want to bore you guys for 2 hours. An hour at a time is much more acceptable. So, Tar Heel Tiger, I'm going to assume you're a North Carolina fan, and I believe that's where Tim is going to start us off. So.
Yeah. Well, let's start off with the Tar Heels. We got that plus 10,000 to win the conference over under 4.5 wins. Peter, let's start with you since Aaron brought us in. Any thoughts on the Tar Heels?
Yeah, I got many on this team. I mean, this team was a dumpster fire for the most part last year. I do not like the direction of this team. I mean, so the idea with Bill coming in, right, was to create like an NFL style approach in college, which he's kind of done, I guess, from the structure, from how they operate, from personnel, from the whole thing, which great, right? But it did not translate to wins in the field. It did not translate to just being effective. I mean, through the year, the defense got better, which is good. But this team it never really looked like it was gelling like a team. So fast forward, right? 2026, you got Bobby Petrino in there. Now that's interesting, right? So you got Bill and Bobby standing next to each other on the sideline, right? To me, that's two very different people, very different approaches. I don't know how that works. I don't know what the hell this is going to turn into. You got like an NFL organizational structure, old school aggressive SEC style offense. I don't know what the hell that turns into. I mean, it's going to be maybe fascinating. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. I mean, I would lean so the over under is what, 4.5. I would, based on the schedule, I would probably lean over, but honestly, I don't know what to expect from this thing. I'm personally expecting a giant dumpster fire because it just doesn't feel right. Like it's like taking like the best coaches you can find from different genres, different areas, and just like pasting them together and seeing what they can do. I just maybe it'll work. I don't know, but I just don't see it. So I am staying as far away from North Carolina as I can possibly stay. So that's my thought.
Darren, over to you.
Yeah, I agree with almost all of that, but I really want to watch this TCU game in Ireland because if you all remember, one of the worst bets I made was the first bet I made. I was all in on Bill Belichick taking over this team. My first bet at a little bit of plus money was over 7.5 wins, completely blanking on the fact that you probably need some roster talent to help you, and he didn't have any. So that's on me. So I'm not falling for it again. Pete mentioned the Petrino hire. I actually love that. The reason I'm not on this over train yet again, the schedule's there's 6 wins in this schedule.
Yeah.
But I need to see how this offense looks. I can't tell you how many times I turned on a North Carolina game. And because I had a futures bet on them last year, I turned on a lot of North Carolina games. I don't remember the first time that came on my screen I ever saw North Carolina on offense. I mean, I like 3 and out was part of their game plan. This poor defense, which Pete did say got better, and they actually did. But I mean, my God, you can only do so much over 12 games when your offense is not helping you. And they got nothing from this offense. So the 2 things I want to see, Billy Edwards, he's coming over from Wisconsin to be the QB. Had a good year at Maryland 2 years ago, but was injured, barely played at all for Wisconsin last year. I'd love to see what he can do because when he's healthy, he's productive. But this offensive line is all brand new. I need to see, can they protect Edwards back there? They do have their running back coming back, Damon June, which is helpful. Their leading wide receiver, Jordan Shipp, is back as well. There are pieces to actually make this a decent offense. The problem is when you have that whole offensive line that needs to gel, run block together, pass block together. You cannot have Edwards get clobbered, the second game into the season. So I'm avoiding the over bet for now. But I really do want to see what this offense looks like. Because I think Petrino's a massive upgrade from what Kitchens, I think they got rid of. Kitchens was one last year. Yeah.
It is a massive upgrade, for sure.
And it's a Belichick coach team. Say what you want. As little talent as he had last year, they still had a decent defense. So I also am cautiously optimistic. I would lean to the over. But yeah, that week 0 game in Dublin, for me, that's going to be must-see TV because I would love to see if this offense is improved at all.
I don't know. This feels like a giant ploy for Bill to get his kid this job in the future. I don't know. This just doesn't feel like it's going.
You're still on that, the conspiracy theorist.
I am. I was right last year. I was correct last year. I called it a dumpster fire from minute 1, and it was a dumpster fire last year. It's going to be a dumpster fire this year. I don't think Bill's actually, his heart is in this. I think he's doing it for his kid and just going through the motions. Call me out later if I'm wrong, but I truly believe that. Like, this is getting his kid a job for later. I truly believe that.
All right. Pete setting us up for hate mail from Tar Heel.
Bring it on. I'm telling you. Hey, maybe his kid will be a great coach in the future.
We're all about a college football betting community. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. We don't care if you agree with us or not. Share your opinions with us. We want to hear them. And if we're wrong, then by all means tell us we're wrong. We can't we can't spend 30 minutes breaking down every position group on every team. So if there's somebody we're missing that you think is key that the bettors need to know about, please drop it in the comments. We'll share it with everybody.
Bill is 12 minutes away from sailing away on his boat with his 12-year-old girlfriend or whatever the hell it is. And that's where he is. I mean, come on.
If she can stay off Petrino's motorcycle.
That's right.
Right there. So interesting dynamic.
Bobby steals Bill's girlfriend. That'd be the greatest headline
What's
ever.
the line on
Carolina.
that?
That'd be great.
All right, we're going to move on to Pitt. Plus 1750 to win the conference, over under 7.5 wins. This is a very interesting team. Darren, let's start with you. You took us with UNC.
I love what this team is bringing back offensively. I think the quarterback Heinzel is legit. I think the running back Turner is also legit. The only questions I have, they lose a couple of their top receivers, so I'm curious to see who steps up to replace those guys. Remember, this is a team, they started out smoking hot last year and then completely shit the bed come November. So I'm kind of curious to see Pat Narduzzi, who I cannot stand. It's like, bro, can you please shut up about Notre Dame and focus on your own damn school? Maybe that's why after Notre Dame whooped your ass last year, you continued to suck. But I digress. This schedule is certainly favorable. I do lean the over here. Defensively, they lost a couple of their top linebackers, so we'll have to see how they respond there. There's really no difficult home games here that I look at. I could certainly see them sweeping this home schedule here. Nobody tough there. But there are a couple of interesting road games here. Miami and Louisville being the top two. Also Virginia Tech. You don't know what they're going to look like with so many new pieces. But those are the only 3 games I see that could possibly be an issue. I mean, the road trip to Cali could be iffy anytime a team goes all the way across the country. I do worry. But even if that's a 4th loss, this is still an 8-win team. So I do like what they're bringing back offensively. And if Narduzzi can get those key linebackers replaced, this is the minimum. This is an 8-win team. I lean the over here.
Peter.
Yeah, I like what you said. I mean, let's not forget, like Pat Narduzzi is a former Sparty. They never shut up, right? So that's kind of what they do. But I do like what he's building here. I mean, I think he's done a really nice job in a place that, like, it's hard to make Pitt really good, but you can draw talent there and you can make Pitt a pretty good team. And he's done that, right? This team can be dangerous. This team can beat people, like especially unexpectedly at times. But if you look at the schedule, so this 7.5 number is really interesting to me. 4-0 out of the gate. So you have 8 more, 4-4. I can easily see 8 wins here. So to me, I mean, just based on their schedule, which I think is it fits really nicely with that 7.5. And I think for them, I mean, one thing that really works nicely for Pitt is they are a tough home team. Right, going in there and winning, they are a tough team to play at home, and I think it will play right into the schedule as we go forward through the season. So I expect that. I expect they'll go to 4-0. I expect to go 4-4 the rest of the year. That's 8 wins. So I am making a bet here. I think that over is very, very juicy. So I'm going 2 units on the over because I think the schedule just feeds right into it, and I'm not a big fan of betting on former Sparties and all this, but I think the schedule feeds in really nicely. So unless they trip and fall on their face, I think the 8 wins is very nicely kind of in play for them. So that's my thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, I was actually leaning, towards the over myself, but once I saw you had it, I was like, well, I'll let Pete grab it. So any final thoughts with that, Darren?
No, I agree with everything you said.
I
mean, the minus 148 is the only thing that scared me away.
That's it. Yeah, right. Exactly.
But other than that, he countered that with the 2 units to kind of balance out some of that juice. But yeah, right. I agree with this bet 100%.
I was listening to another podcast a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about, they always talk about like those Mount Rushmores of different colleges, like the best, like Notre Dame would have like this all-time, great one, Michigan, schools like that. Pitt has a sneaky elite Mount. I mean, Aaron Donald, Larry Fitzgerald, Tony Dorsett.
They've had some really
Darrell
good players
Revis and,
come through that program.
Dan
Yeah.
Marino.
Dan Marino, yeah.
Jesus. A lot of
Like,
big history there in Pitt football. So it's
yeah, don't snooze on Pitt. Like, they get some really good players that go
They
through that
they
program.
do.
They
They
have for a
certainly
long
do.
time.
So we're going to move on to SMU plus 700 to win the ACC and an over/under of 8.5 wins. Peter, get us going with the Mustangs.
Yeah, I mean, I think clearly a threat to win this conference for sure. I mean, they're basically priced at second tier, but I think they clearly could win this conference. Schedule I think we have on here is to me, that's the biggest challenge for them. I like the team. I think they are definitely a contender. I think that the issue with them for me, so it's the opposite kind of discussion with Pitt, right? Pitt, I really like their schedule. SMU, I don't love their schedule. I think that is a bit of a problem for them. If you look at this thing across the board, especially if you're looking at over under, right? So over under is 8.5. Eesh, right? I mean, you're at Louisville, you're at Notre Dame, even at Stanford later in the year. Not that Stanford's any good, but just going out to the West Coast late in the year, it's not hard to stub your toe. I mean, I think there's adverse Virginia. Virginia's a problem, maybe. I think there's enough problems on the schedule where I don't like that 8.5. Oh, I don't like the 8.5 number at all. I also don't like them to win this conference, so I didn't want to touch that. So I was kind of playing with the 8.5. It's like the schedule really doesn't play into that so much. I mean, I could see like 6 clear wins, maybe 7. Getting above that, now you're starting to get a little questionable. So I think the schedule is a problem for them, especially later in the schedule. Even Wake Forest at home. Not that Wake is fantastic or anything, but still, that's going to be a tough game. So there's some tough games later in the schedule that I think will create a problem to get above that 8.5. So if anything, I would maybe lean on the under on this thing, but I don't know where to go. So I kind of stayed off. So the ceiling is real, I think, but the schedule, it's a prove it kind of thing, right? If they're going to be like really good, they're going to have to prove it with the schedule, and I don't think they're going to do that. So that's my thoughts.
I would lean for betting the over on a lot of games with this team.
Tim just froze on us.
Tim froze.
He froze.
He looks like he's
he was about ready to talk about how awesome Florida State is and how they're going to upset SMU, and then the internet gods are like, "No, stop."
Yeah, he's like, over. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
he's
like,
back. He's back.
I started talking about how they're basically the opposite of North Carolina. North Carolina has a decent defense. This team does not. I don't think. I think be a lot of 45, 38 games on the schedule this year. So I'd be looking for betting a lot of overs this year. Darren, any final thoughts with SMU?
I mean, I kind of agree with a little bit what both you guys said, but also not with what you guys said. Like this schedule, like Pete's right, it could be tricky because there's a lot of teams on here who are expected to kind of take a step forward.
Yeah.
If they do that 8.5 could be a problem because if you look at SMU's roster, outside of Kevin Jennings, they're really not bringing a lot back. They did get that Cal transfer at the running back position, Raphael, but they're losing their top 2 rushers from last year. Their top 2 wide receivers are gone. Nobody on the defensive line returns. Their 2 leading tacklers, who are both safeties, they're also gone. So, is Lashley going to have another successful haul in the portal? If he does, yeah, this team will be 9 wins and be competing for the ACC title. But that's a lot to replace. And if he doesn't hit on 1 or 2 position groups, some of these toss-ups could go against SMU here. But you kind of have to trust him. I mean, when they came in a couple of years ago, I mean, he went undefeated in the conference his first year. I mean, when they were moving up from a group of 5, they prepped for this. So, I mean, they're no joke. But if a couple of these other teams improve and have actually not lost as much as what SMU has, yeah, like Pete said, I didn't know what to do with this team. I mean, I have Louisville, so I'm hoping that week 3 matchup, SMU goes in there and gets the beat down that they certainly could. And I mean, yeah, Pete and I think we know what Florida State's going to look like. Tim will tell you the opposite, but it's a road game. You never know what's going to happen.
You don't know.
Norvell could be coaching for his job. You don't know what these teams are going to look like first game right out of the gate. Yeah, my gut tells me, yeah, this is a 9 or 10 win team, but I mean, you're losing your entire defensive line. Are you going to be able to stop the run? Are you going to be able to get pressure on the other team's quarterback? It's just too many things here that
Oh,
I'm
like
not
all the
sure
other
about.
Texas teams, though, they can spend money.
They
So,
can, but it's like eight. To me,
and
it's like
they're
eight
the
or
original
nine, right?
NIL, the Pony Express. So they'll get the talent in there one way or another. So they got plenty of money to throw around. So we'll see what happens there. We're going to go over to Stanford. Ooh, big favorite here, plus 25,000 to win the ACC. Over under is 3.5 wins. I do believe we have a bet on this one, Peter. Let's start with you with Stanford.
I mean, the tree has had a rough time here. So, hey, listen, come on. As a Colts guy, as an Andrew Luck guy, I'm very happy that he's there. I think longer term, maybe he can turn this program into something. At the moment, this program is dead in the water. I don't know what. I mean, come on. The over under 3.5. I don't even know if I can find 4 wins on the schedule. I just the only thing that plays in their favor sometimes here is just the travel, right? So, based on their structure, like somebody's traveling back and forth across the country, maybe that'll serve them well, where they can get a win when really they're just not the better team. They get a win because of the travel, but they're just not a good team. They're in rebuilding mode, like true deep rebuilding mode. It's going to take some time. So I generally don't touch any team that's in deep rebuilding mode because you don't know what the hell they're going to do. I mean, they could suddenly be decent, but I don't know what's going to happen, right? I don't see any indicators that's going to happen. So from that perspective, to me, they're still a rebuilding team. So from that perspective, I'm out.
Darren, over to you.
I don't like this team at all. I thought 2025 when Andrew Luck came in with Frank Reich was supposed to be like, okay, let's reset the program, let's see what we have, and let's build from there. I don't really know if they built anything last year. I just didn't see it. I mean, your running back returns Ford, which is nice. He was pretty good. 4-0 lineman return, also nice. But I mean, what else do you got? Is that Michigan transfer? Davis Warren, is he going to be the QB? Who knows? I mean, Pete, is he even going to add a win to that team if he ends up being the guy?
I mean, on that roster, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that roster is terrible. I mean,
and a lot of the defensive production comes back, but this defense was terrible last year. Bottom of the conference in a lot of categories. I mean, and just look at this schedule. Tim and I always harp about travel from time zone to time zone. I mean, let's just start with the home games. You have Miami, SMU, and NC State coming. That's probably 3 losses right there. You got a road game in Notre Dame, a road game at Louisville, and then you have 3 trips out east to Virginia Tech, Duke, they're probably not very good, and Wake Forest. So Duke, Wake, Tech, Louisville, Notre Dame, Miami, SMU, and NC State. Yeah, that's probably 8 losses right there. Yeah, right. They always struggle with Hawaii. Pete will tell you how awesome Hawaii is. But I mean, even if Hawaii's on a down year outside of Hawaii and Elon, where are they getting 2 more wins off of this? I just where? I don't even I don't know, man.
They're beating Musk. Outside of that, I don't know.
Well, when
maybe
it's 11
Cal,
against 1,
I mean, it's a rivalry game.
No, they're not going to beat Cal. Cal has a quarterback and a head coach that knows defense.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate here.
That's fair. No, I appreciate that because we do that all the time, play the other side. But
But even they that's number 3. That's getting them nowhere. They're still 3.
They still got to find 2 more.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Hawaii comes to them. That's not that bad of a trip. I mean,
Hawaii
to the West Coast.
Hawaii's a better team by far. I mean, that's not.
Yeah, I saw maybe 3 if they're lucky. Yeah. Plus, I got a little bit of a plus number on the under. So yeah, Tim, show that bad boy. I did 1 unit under 3.5. Plus 100 was actually available at MGM. I just don't see 3 wins, much less 4. And I hope better for them. I mean, God forbid they hold up their academic standards. I mean, how dare they? But I just
that's part of the problem with them.
That travel
part of the problem with them, right? They keep holding those academic standards up, and they're having problems getting people in there, and you're going to have this issue, which fine, but yeah, I agree. This is a great bet. I mean, I would do nothing but this. This is the best bet with them because
The
there's
only plausible outcome we can see from this
Yeah.
one.
And if Hawaii goes out there and wins week 1, I'm not even going to worry about this one for the rest of the year, to be honest with you. Because that could be the swing game.
cash it.
Right,
Cash it.
Even if Stanford wins that, I don't even know if they're still getting to 4.
No.
I don't know.
A lot of injuries, suspensions, or whatever has to happen, I think, for that to go down. All right, let's move on to Syracuse, plus 15,000 to win the conference, over under 4.5 wins. How's it up there, Pete? Let's start with you with frigid Syracuse, our boy Jeff out there. How's he going to like this year?
I don't think he's going to like this year at all, to be honest with you. I mean, that 4.5 is a pretty good indicator. Plus 15,000 is not a better indicator either. I mean, yeah, I think I don't think this team is very good. I have concerns on both sides of the ball, to be honest with you, with this team. I mean, they were 3-9 last year after a really good debut season. Now that obviously there were some factors that played into that debut season, including poaching a quarterback that served them well in that debut season for the coach. So after that, it's kind of been a problem. And I think I don't know what the hell has happened to this program, honestly, over time. It's one of these programs that seems to have gotten lost. Like when we were growing up, so we're all kind of older here. And we all grew up in New York, obviously, for those of you that are listening that don't know that. We grew up in like kind of the Albany area, right? So like Syracuse was a kind of a big deal. The Dome was a big deal. Syracuse was a good team. That was a big deal. I mean, they were a significant player in college football. But I mean, this program has really slid down. I mean, they have a problem drawing talent. It's been a consistent issue for them for a while here. Occasionally there's a pop-out season where they get a player or something, fine, but like continuity here is an issue. And I think we're going to see that this year. That 4.5 over under, looking at the schedule, eeks. I mean, for me, I'm leaning under on the schedule when I look at it because I don't see 5 wins here. I'm not betting it, but if you put a gun in my head, make me do something, I would bet the under, just because I don't think this team is very good. And when I look at the schedule, I think that's a problem. So, I am not high at all on this team, it's just not been good. So, yeah, those are my thoughts.
Darren.
Yeah, again, as much as disagreeing would bring more fun to the show, I can't disagree with this. I mean, if Angeli is healthy, which some reports are he is, okay, their offense may do something. But again, he's losing all his running backs and his wide receivers. So he's got to learn to connect with a whole bunch of new skill players here. This defense, not any better. I talked about how bad Stanford was. Well, Syracuse was about the only team that was just as bad. The one good thing Fran Brown did, he learned that a lacrosse player as your backup quarterback, not ideal. So he went out and got himself Amari Odom and Malachi Nelson just in case Angeli's not healthy. So good move there. So if anything happens to him, at least they've got people that have played football at the quarterback position before to back him up. So that's good. But this schedule, holy crap. Louisville, SMU, Clemson, Notre Dame. You go to Pitt, Virginia, NC State. Where the hell are they getting 5 wins out of this?
No idea.
God,
I'm trying to find 5. I can find a few. I don't think I can.
Can you find 3?
There's a few in there.
Huh?
Well, New Hampshire. I mean,
okay, 1.
California.
UConn in there.
Cal,
they
maybe
can
2.
be. Is that UConn
Cal,
I see in there?
UConn.
UConn's in there. Maybe 3. Okay.
I mean, they do have a lot of their tougher games. Clemson, SMU, Notre Dame. They're all coming to the Carrier Dome, so it's not. Maybe at North Carolina they can get a win.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Notre Dame was ahead of them 21-0 last year without even running an offensive play.
That is true. I forgot about that. But that was on the road.
That doesn't happen that often. But I mean, I want them to be good because obviously one of our best friends is a fan. I still live
I do too.
a few hours from the area, but Fran Brown was supposed to be a badass recruiter, man.
It's not
guess
happening.
We'll find out. I guess we're gonna find out. But if Angeli's healthy,
maybe they can pull off an upset at home. Somewhere one of those maybe SMU they can
Yeah, I mean, didn't
surprise.
they stick it to Miami a couple years ago at the Dome? So I mean, they're certainly
Probably.
capable. But they had Kyle
There's no
McCord
place like
then.
Dome, so that's
That was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was there, and
Yeah.
it's not that impressive a structure anymore. But, you know.
Yeah.
So,
If you have the right quarterback, maybe, but that's just not.
Well,
I mean,
they do, but is he healthy?
No, they don't have the quarterback they had 2 years ago. It's not the same thing. I mean, come on.
No.
Uh,
Are you dissing a
Agreed.
former Notre Dame quarterback? Am I hearing this correctly?
I am. yeah.
uh-oh.
That's fair.
Notre Dame slander.
That's it. I'm doubling up on Stanford. Fuck Davis Warren. Those Michigan ex-QBs
Fine.
suck.
Come on, Notre Dame in the last couple of decades is not exactly known for the great quarterbacks. In the day they were, they're not known for their great quarterbacks now.
No, they're
Like,
not. But when
were
you
there Notre
have a-
Dame quarterbacks in the league? There's like none because they
No.
don't have any because that's
they
not
don't.
what they're known for.
all they need to
Right.
do is turn around and hand a ball off.
Right? They have good
Yeah,
running
there's plenty
backs.
of running backs.
Right,
Here, take the ball, run.
Tight
There
ends.
you go.
I love
As
your
long as
tight-
they turn the
good
right
tight
way
ends.
95% of the time, they're going to be okay.
Right. So that's not that doesn't help. Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to Virginia at plus 1,800 for the conference winner and the win total of 7.5 wins. The Cavaliers, Darren, what are you thinking about them?
Credit to Virginia, man. They went all in last year, and it actually worked for them. They did make it to the ACC title game, so good on them. I think they've got that mindset now. Like SMU, they cannot go back. I'm torn here. I mean, that 7.5 is juiced to the over. I can certainly see that. That schedule is not terrible. They do get 3 starters on the O-line back. The defense, ton of depth coming back, and that was actually a really good unit last year. Again, your quarterback play. You lost Chandler Morris. You got the Missouri kid, Pribula, coming in. You got the Pittsburgh guy who got replaced by Heinzel there. I have not seen who's winning that quarterback battle, so that'll certainly be interesting to see who comes out as the QB1 there. I like this team. I mean, the juice is minus 142 at FanDuel as of the other day. I don't hate that. I didn't bet this. I would strongly lean that. I do want to watch that week 0 game, that NC State game in Brazil. We talked about NC State last week. Outside the great quarterback that they have, they don't really have much else either. So I'm kind of curious. I think that's like a 3-point spread. It's like 2.5 or 3-point spread. So really don't know which way to go on that game. But again, that's going to be a fun game to watch. But I think Virginia's all in this year again. If I had to fire anything on here, I would lay that juice. I would go over 7.5. I don't hate this schedule or this team at all.
Peter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think this team took it up a notch, right? I think this program has been elevated to a level up, right? They're a good team, right? It'd be hard to argue they're not a good team now. The issue is, because this is a betting show, that's what we do, right? Is I think the market has caught up. So I think they're being priced like a good team now. And I think for me, the issue is being priced as a good team. They're a little bit overpriced at the moment, right? The 7.5 with the schedule, I'm looking through it like, okay, maybe, but like you're on either side of this. Like I couldn't discern whether it's 8 or the other. Like it's just too close for me. So the issue with them, I think they are a good team. I think hats off to the coaching staff and what they've done. I really think like they've actually changed the trajectory of this team going forward. So hats off, great, right? But from the betting perspective right now, I think the market has caught up, and I think it's a bit of a challenge betting right now. I think it's got to evolve another year. I mean, maybe in the middle of the season we can see what the over-unders look like and all that. Right now, from a kind of futures perspective, it's not bettable to me because I think just the market is caught up with their leveling up, and we have to see what happens. So hats off to Virginia. I think they did a great job. I just can't bet them right now because I just got to see what happens. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was actually leaning over for myself.
No, it's funny that you mentioned that because the next team, I feel the exact same way.
Yeah. You're right. You are right.
Well, speaking of the next team, Virginia Tech plus 2250. The over-under win total is 6.5. Woo! Uh-oh. Here we go. Yes. This is one of the pretty cool pregame things they got there. Well, you had the sound effects there. Let's start with you. I actually got a play on this one. So take us in, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, this not to sound like a broken record, but everything Pete said about Virginia, I think applies here. We talked about coaches back in the off season with Mark from coacheshotseat.com. I think that unanimously this was like our favorite hire
Yes.
of the off season. So credit to Virginia Tech for going out and getting James Franklin. Problem is, everybody loves the hire of James Franklin. Everybody loves the guys he brought from Penn State. Everybody loves the fact that they're top 5 in the country in returning production. And there's no value here anymore. So I do like this team, but I can't bet them now. I mean, the 6.5 is heavily juiced. I see minus 152 here at FanDuel. He brought Grunkemeyer over to be his QB. The coach that got fired is back as the defensive coordinator. He does have some work to do, but I mean, a ton of returning production on both sides of the ball here. Yeah, and even if there wasn't all the juice here, this schedule's got a lot of toss-up games, and I just couldn't figure out which way to go. I mean, you look at the road. Thank you, Tim. The road schedule again, the trip to Cal, just all the way across the country. Clemson, SMU, and Miami are road games. Those are all going to be tough. They host Pitt. They host Virginia. Don't sleep on that Old Dominion game. If you remember last year, Old Dominion put up a 45 burger on Virginia Tech and took them down pretty hardcore, and they actually look kind of good this year. I like what Franklin's done. I mean, he's got no problem whooping everybody's ass that he's supposed to whoop. But there's just no, like, if I could get an alternate total of 7.5, that would probably be plus money, but there's just a lot of tough games on this schedule for me to even take a stab at that. So love the team. But again, when you're replacing an entire roster, it's like, it's tough to put your money on which way it's going to go. So yeah, I don't have a lean or a bet here. Just enjoy the, all the home game music, I guess, before they get started. But,
Peter.
I mean, a little bit of the same I said earlier, right? This is a massive rebuild, a total change in trajectory for a team. Yeah, I mean, this is a incredible coaching hire for this team. Like, this team, this program, from where it was to where it's going, is a entire change. Like, I could have not parachuted in a better hire for this program. Fantastic. And I spent enough time beating up James Franklin at Penn State for, his gaffes and all that. But James Franklin at Virginia Tech, good God, that's an incredible hire for them. This dude can recruit like top 5 in the country. I mean, he's incredible. So yeah, the future of this team is awesome. Just at the moment, right? There's so many unknowns. It's year one. Like, there's so many pieces moving around. The market's already pricing up because it's James Franklin, which I get it. It's just really hard to bet this right now because it's just, there's so many moving things going on at the same time that it's just very difficult to bet this thing right now. So I wouldn't touch it because of that, but I absolutely love where this team is going. Like, a year from now, when we're talking about this, it's going to be intriguing because I can't wait to see his draft classes. I can't see where this goes because I think it's going to be pretty. We're going to see Virginia Tech rise up the ranks in this conference and be a perennial contender in this conference, and that's going to be pretty exciting. So right now, it's just too early, so I'm out.
Yeah, next year they're going to be 10-1 to win the conference with a win total of 8.5.
Absolutely, and they should be.
And they should be, exactly.
Well, the biggest question for me was the consistency. They did bring a lot of new personnel from Penn State, and like I said, the price is not great, but I did bet on them. I did bet the over, so I just put a little bit more on it to get a little bit of a profit more anyway with the minus 155. For them to not hit this, they'd have to lose 5 games. I don't see 5 top 5 teams on their schedule. I think only one. So James Franklin usually beats everybody else. So the only top 5 team would probably be Miami, and that's on the road anyway. So we can chalk that one up for. I think they're going to be 4-0 right off the gate. Then they got that game against, I believe they're playing Pitt after that. Yeah, and then they got Cal, and I think they got Stanford. I think they got Syracuse on the schedule too. So I think it seems to be a layup for me. I hate where this team is going because, in the ACC as a FSU fan. But yeah, I did 3 units on this one. It seems to be a layup, juiced a little bit high, but I'll take it. And I'm going to roll with the Hokies over 6.5 wins.
Be honest, you're betting on James Franklin, right? I mean, this is a James Franklin bet right here.
Yeah.
He's not going to lose games with this team that he shouldn't lose. Period.
Yeah, I'm not concerned at all with the Old Dominion game.
Yeah, right.
I know what they did last
That's
year.
a fair bet. That's a totally fair bet because he doesn't lose games he shouldn't lose usually. That's fair.
So that's like telling Alabama to watch out for Florida State this year because what happened last year. Last year doesn't matter anymore. So, so we're going to move on.
Betting on James makes a lot of sense. So I get it.
Yeah. I mean, as much as we love to bash the man, but
yeah, right. No, I bash him because he's in the big, huge games. He makes a gaffe once, right? One play gaffe. But still, I don't bash the guy for his recruiting.
But even then, at the end of 2 years ago, like that playoff game, I don't think any of that was on him. I mean, I think Drew Aller just underperformed. I don't think James Franklin had his James Franklin type moment.
Like Cristobal last year.
Exactly.
Neither one of those guys had a problem. They both took their teams deep into the playoffs and did not have a gaffe. And they were solid, right? So I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get where Tim's coming from.
Yeah. All right. So we got Wake Forest plus 7,500 with an over under of 5.5. Peter, we're winding down. Take us through it.
Yeah, they're winding down too. They were a really good team, and they are descending. The question is, how far do they descend? Right. You're trying to pick the I guess the magnitude of the trajectory of their descent, right? Which I don't like to do because it's hard to do that. So yeah, they were what, 9-4. They were a really good team. They're not going to do that again this time because they've lost a lot of players. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. The win total is 5.5, I believe. Yeah, right in the screen in front of me here. It's playable. Maybe over. I thought about playing the over here, but I'm trying to keep my bets to a minimum with these futures, and so it's between this and Pitt. Right. And so I thought Pitt was the far better play than the two, but I consider the over here because I do think if you look at the schedule, can I find 6 wins here? I think I can find 6 wins here, right? I think I can do that with this team because I don't think this team is bad. I think they're just kind of coming off a pretty gosh darn good year. They're going to retool. So yeah, I think it's a decent play at the over here. So I would lean over, but I had to make a decision. I went with Pitt, so I didn't go this direction. So, but still, I think it's a pretty plausible play on the over at that 5.5. So those are my thoughts.
And finally, Darren.
Yeah, I mean, I like what this team is bringing back defensively, but offensively, I just see potential issues here. I mean, Ashford last year was really good. And Pete, do you know who's quarterback in this team this year?
Probably my mom. I don't know.
Nope, she might do better. It's Gio freaking Lopez, baby.
My God,
I knew that.
Now you want to rethink? You want to rethink that over lean because Gio Lopez.
Akron is on the schedule. I mean, if I'm looking on the schedule, I mean Merrimack is on the schedule. There's 2. I mean Stanford blows. There's 3. So I mean, I can get 3. And can I get a
career move ever is Gio Lopez leaving South Alabama.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because the reason why Pete's over has some credence to it is the offensive coordinator at Wake this year was Gio's offensive coordinator 2 years ago at South Alabama. So
lock it up. I did not know that. Lock it up.
Hey, that's why you watch this show, baby, because Tim is eye candy, and we also bring out things that you may not.
That's right.
So, this would be interesting. I mean, talk about a guy. Talk about a guy who 2 years ago had a lot of buzz around him.
Yes.
Who has totally destroyed every aspect of his ability to go forward from here. Like from really good player to like garbage. So if he can resurrect it, fine. I mean, I don't know, but
I mean, we're going to see. Is he actually good? And just going to North Carolina with no roster talent maybe hindered his progress? I mean, he's still in the ACC, which is not the toughest conference in the world if you're a power.
Well, maybe Bill Belichick was holding him back. I think that's what.
Maybe Bobby Petrino was ready to unleash him. You never know.
That's true.
But again, there's just not a lot coming back on this offense. Claiborne, their running back, is gone. They got one of their 2 starters returning is on the offensive line. So there's going to be some work to do to score some points here. Yeah, I was looking at that schedule as Pete was talking. I don't even know if they're going to beat Purdue, man, to be honest.
I got
with you.
3, maybe 4.
I mean, Akron, fine. Merrimack, fine.
Yeah.
Home against Duke,
Stanford,
fine.
fine.
Stanford, fine.
There's 4.
Is there 2 more in there?
I don't know. No.
I mean, all those road games are probably losses, except maybe Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a slight lean to
Maybe.
the under upon reading the Gio Lopez news, and then I went like no lean when I found out his offense coordinator was the same dude who was his offense coordinator 2 years
right.
ago at South Alabama.
I mean,
that
Could that combo get him 2 more games? Could Gio go off in a game? Could Gio go off in a game? Maybe. I mean, he could, right? Like an equal team that's just not that good. Could he go off? He could. He's done that before, so maybe. So I don't know. That's someone that makes a tough bet because, like, who knows? It's hard to bet this thing.
Yeah, and that like he went off at South Alabama, but he didn't face any defenses like Miami or Louisville or Virginia or SMU. So,
I agree. I know.
It's a different animal here.
That's why I didn't touch it. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I didn't either.
All right. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. We do have our bets for this thing. I have Virginia Tech over 6.5 wins with 3 units. Pete?
I got Pitt over 7.5, 2 units. So yeah, go for it, man. That's a great bet. So go for it.
And finally, Darren.
Fading the tree. Under 3.5 wins. Plus 100, just 1 unit.
Poor tree. Poor Andrew.
All right.
Killing me, man.
We got a bonus pick. Preakness this weekend. Any thoughts, guys? I got my pick up there. I've got Taj Mahal, Oselli, Talkin, and Corona de Oro. I'm taking the 1, 2, 5, 11. I'm going to box that for a super. I like Taj Mahal to win.
Don't sleep on Incredible. Don't sleep on Incredible.
Yeah,
that horse got bumped in the stretch. That horse got bumped in the stretch, and he was coming, man. This could be his place. So I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe with Mahal and Talkin, we got Jose Narad Ortiz finishing 1-2 again here.
Oh yeah. That was fun to see. That was cool. Yeah.
Any thoughts, Darren?
Yeah, I'm going with Napoleon Solo here. Only 4 races. First race at Saratoga, won a maiden special weight, then went to Belmont, won a grade 1. 2026, couple of 5th place finishes in some grade 2s, but check out those workouts, man. 3 workouts, 4 furlongs at 48 flat, and a 6 furlong work at 110.
He was my second. Ooh. I like it. I love it.
Yeah, so I'm going with Napoleon Solo.
All right. Should have called Ray. He would have had like 7 all.
No, we'd be here another hour if you went with Ray.
We don't have another hour. We're good.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back. What's our next one? The Pac-12? Are we finally doing?
No idea.
Something next week. 6. I think we're doing the Pac-12. I think the Pac-12 numbers just came out. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and we will see you again next time.